Salam sejahtera. Nama saya Mariam Mokhtar dan ini rakan baru saya, Jane Chelliah. Jane?
Hi! It's an absolute honor to be here with you, Mariam.
Thank you very much. Jane is from KL, or rather Old Klang Road.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Now, Jane is famous in her own right. She is the first Malaysian to be a star on British reality television. Is that right?
That is right, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, before we start, I just want to ask Jane one thing. Jane, you are here voluntarily?
Absolutely.
I didn't coerce you,
No.
pull your fingernails out, twist your arm or anything like that?
Nope.
Yeah, you're here. And you're quite happy
Absolutely.
to talk about being on British television
Yes.
and then for it to be published on Rebuilding
Yes.
Malaysia.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. So now we are going to start the interview about Jane and her role on British television. Ready, Jane?
Absolutely. Let's go. I came for your jam tarts, Mariam.
Okay. Oh my Ryan,
You're legendary.
My Ryan jam tarts. Anyway, Jane. Now, what does it feel like being the first Malaysian to be on British reality television?
It feels so huge. It feels so big, and it feels like such an honor as well. It's something that I never ever thought, imagined, At the start of the year, when you do your New Year resolutions,
Yeah.
nobody ever puts to be a British reality TV star. So when the offer came last year to be on this show, I thought, my whole ethos in life is to make a difference, right? I've always wanted to make a difference in any way. And here I was being given the chance as Malaysian Indian to star in a show that they knew was going to be really popular and go global. And I thought, this is me finally being given the chance to make a difference. And the difference is, the difference is, what was the difference that I wanted to make? To put across a message about porn, basically.
Okay. Porn. Okay. Now, before we talk about the show, tell us a bit about yourself. You're Jane.
So I'm Jane. I've lived in the UK, in London actually, for 38 years.
You came here to study.
I came here to study. I am now, I blog.
Okay.
Ferociously. Since the show, I've become an influencer, so...
Oh, okay.
Can you believe it, at my age?
That's quite good.
I'm wearing a watch that I've been given to model. And I blog a lot about race politics, feminism, parenting. I blog about Asian politics as well, and anything that sort of touches on everyday life, including well-being stuff, mental health stuff.
Okay. And you are close to the Malaysian community?
Fairly close. I think I was, as an expat, I was quite far removed from it because for a long time, the politics of Malaysia seemed very hostile. And then when the election was held last year, G40, yes. I was alone in my home, and I was watching the results come through on my phone, and it just felt so momentous.
Okay.
So, and
you felt part of it.
I did, for the first time in a long time. I felt a part of it, and I wanted to take that feeling a bit further. So I advertised for any Malaysians who wanted to celebrate to meet me in a central London cafe.
Yeah.
And on the table I had Anwar's book, the Renaissance.
Oh, the Renaissance man. Okay,
yeah, the Renaissance man, so people could see who I was, and they walked in and come to me. About 9 people turned up who were also looking to celebrate.
Yeah.
And that was my first foray into the Malaysian community in the UK.
Okay. Right. Now, we know a bit about you. You're a lawyer by training.
By training, yes. Right.
And you've worked, you studied, you came to study, and
yes.
then you stayed on to work.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, yeah.
Now, tell us, the film
Yes.
on British reality TV was
Yes.
about pornography,
Yes.
and it's called Mums Make Porn.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how did you find yourself making this porn film? How did it all start?
So they approached, my daughter is a very well-known blogger in the UK,
Okay.
and they wanted young people involved, so they approached my daughter.
She's a teenager?
She's a teenager,
Okay.
yes, she's 19. And they were looking for, they didn't know and I didn't know, they were looking for an Indian mum.
Okay.
But because my daughter is very white-skinned,
Okay.
they asked her if she wanted to be a part of it. And then they asked her about her mum. They said, you must have a very interesting mum. And she said, yes, I'm half mixed race and my mum is Indian. And the next day they were talking to me, and that's how I got onto the
To the show?
show, yes.
She was part of a survey?
No,
Or
not a survey. They found her through her blog.
Oh, through a blog?
Yeah,
Okay.
because she's
Okay.
a well-known blogger. Yeah,
Right. And she blogs about...
she blogs about politics, British politics.
Okay.
So they found her, and then through her they found me, and asked me, and auditioned me, and I was in.
How long did the whole thing take?
Oh,
Few
a
months?
few days.
A few days?
Few days.
Okay.
Moved very quickly.
Okay. Did you know the other mums?
No. So in the first episode, we are all shown, all the 5 mums are shown arriving at the house of one of the mums.
Okay, yes.
And she has to open the door to each of us. That was all completely
strangers.
genuine. Yeah.
All strangers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all genuine. People think it's set up and we knew each other. We didn't know. We didn't even know their names. We didn't know the names of each other, who we were, nothing. And there were 5 mums, 3 white English, 1 black mum, and me. So there's a diversity within the
Yes,
5
yes.
mums.
And all of you got on well?
Yes, yes,
Oh, that's good.
yes. And we still keep in touch as well.
Oh, that's
Yes.
good. And when was this?
So all this started in August last year. Filming started in September.
Okay,
My filming finished in November because I left halfway through,
okay.
but the filming carried on till December,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was shown in March. It was
Oh.
screened in March on British TV.
Okay, you're a lawyer. One of them, I think, is a beauty salon owner.
Yes.
Yeah. Another is a consultant.
Yes.
Yeah. And another is a portrait photographer.
Yes.
And another, I think the last one is a prop stylist.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And you still keep in touch?
Yes, to varying degrees. So, with any dynamic in a group,
Yeah.
some of you will hit it off more than
Yeah.
with some others. So I'm closest to the beauty salon owner and the fashion photographer, the 2 Sarahs.
Oh, okay. And they're not all from London, are they?
No,
they're
they're
from
not.
all over.
Yes, so 3 of us are from London, and the 2 Sarahs whom I'm really close to, they're from the north of England.
Okay, and they all did this film, Mums Make Porn.
Yes, yes, we had so much fun. We had a great time.
Okay, did you at any time feel manipulated by the producers? Because somebody must be...
Yes, no,
Okay,
I genuinely didn't. Everything that you see is completely genuine and authentic. Our reactions when we were watching hardcore porn for the first time, some of us were shocked, including me. We didn't feel manipulated, no. And right at the start, the producers knew that I was uncomfortable with porn and the effect that it has on people and children.
yeah. Now, feeling uncomfortable. You're Malaysian. You know what it's like. I know what it's like. Being brought up in Malaysia. Things like this. Sex is never mentioned.
That's right.
It's a taboo word.
Yes,
And I think pornography is illegal. I think you were telling me that
it is illegal in Malaysia, yes.
Yeah. And yet,
It has high usage.
yeah. And the irony now is that porn is being used as gutter politics to bring people down.
Absolutely, yes. It is a paradox, isn't it?
Yeah.
And lost in all this, I think, is the message that I was trying to get across in the show.
Mm-hmm.
How children can access it so easily on their phones.
And this is why you did
Yes,
the
and
film.
this is why I wanted to do it.
Okay.
And it's happening in Malaysia. Children are accessing porn very easily on their phones.
That is true, yes.
They are suffering from mental health, and that's been proven, and there are Malaysian sociologists who've spoken about this, the effect on their mental health. Mental health problems in Malaysian children aged between 13 to 17 is on the rise, and part of it has been proven to be because of them watching porn as well. They're watching something that's actually having a negative effect on their brain, and it's the same in the UK too. And yet, what I find quite disturbing is two things actually. So it's that parents still find it hard to talk to their children about porn, about sex.
Are they aware that the children are accessing porn?
In the UK, no. So I've had loads of people stop me on the street and say, I didn't know. And part of the reason why I wanted to participate is because I myself had problems talking to my daughter about sex, because that's the way we were brought up in Malaysia. It's never mentioned, right?
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, it's like big taboo. And I carried that across. Here I've been in the UK for so long and I still found it hard. And I thought, if I do this, it'll actually teach me as well and help other parents to break this kind of big barrier that we have.
And to think that in Malaysia, because we've got all the main cultures and
Yes.
the main religions,
Yes.
and some of it's very conservative. Yeah?
Yes.
And I believe that in the East Coast states, they have the highest usage of internet porn. I mean, it's quite...
It is where it's most religious, right?
Yeah.
Where religion is imposed strongly. What does that show you? To me, what that shows me is that sexuality cannot be suppressed. And it'll come out in some way, and the more suppressed it is, it comes out in a negative form, I think.
Yeah. You mentioned mental health issues
Yes.
with children.
Yes.
What about the women? Because they must be thinking that,
Yeah.
there must be expectations of them
Yes.
to perhaps perform like the porn stars.
This is one reason why why I also left halfway through, because porn absolutely degrades women.